Hey, this is Ro and welcome to this quick tutorial. What I'm going to show you today is how to make this cute little itty bitty mini album. It measures about, it's a small little guy. It measures 4 by 3 and it is just too adorable, and it only takes one sheet of paper and just such a great way to maximize it and get a cute little album with multiple pages. We have 1, 2, 3 pages inside, not including our front and back cover. Actually, no, we have more than that. So I'll just show you when I pop the sucker open. We'll take a quick look at it and then we'll go ahead and make it. So yeah, we get a lot of bang for our buck with this one sheet, and it can be double-sided or single-sided paper, it doesn't matter. So I embellished the front, did a little collaging. I have a little sentiment that says hello and a cute little butterfly on the front. And then when we open it, I was playing with this earlier and I didn't put the little file cards back in the pocket, but generally they would go here. And I just like these cute little file cards because they're so cute. I think they're called file cards. Am I blanking right now? I don't know, but they're just too cute, right? And so I could do a little writing on those. And then with this one, I just have 3 squares that I folded up like that. I did my decorative scissors down there to give it a little bit more character, and threw a couple stickers on the inside. So I have that there, lots of space for writing. So cute, this little guy. And then I did a diagonal pocket. I'll show you how to do that. And I embellished it right there with a little sentiment that says, believe it. And I believe that this paper pad is called Whimsical. I put a couple other things in there, but the base of it, most of these pages are the Whimsical little 6x6 pad that I used. But the one I'm going to show you today, mine, I did an all white cardstock, and then I cut out designer papers and put it on front. But the one I'm going to show you is much easier, so that way you don't have to use more paper to decorate it. You can just use one 12x12 single-sided or double-sided and you're good to go. So just so that you know, I had to do a lot of extra work on this one so that I could use the little Whimsical paper because it's a 6x6 pad. So here we have a little folder that I did, and I put a little card in it that just says take note. I thought that was cute. I love making these little things that go in the album. So fun. And then over here I have a mat that goes on the side pocket. This one, I also had a mat that goes on the top there. And then over here I just did another little pocket that I put on top of it. It folds down. And then we have another little pocket right here that I put a cute little flower in. Put that back in there like that. And this, I just wanted to give it some more interaction, so I did it that way. And then another cute little folder. Yes, I was in a mood with these folders, let me tell you. And then our next page folds over like this and just have a cute little tag. And then over here I made, with my little mini punch board, I made a little envelope. And then I just put a little ticket that says hugs in it because I'm quite the hugger, so it was fitting. So I just put that in there, glued that on top of there. And then this page opens like this. And we have another pocket right here with another cute little tag. And then we have a diagonal pocket here, which I'll show you how to make. And then we have a little tag that I glued on top of there. And then I just put this cute little card in there. So plenty of room for photos or, adding little stuff. And of course, these little pockets are not mandatory. Of course, you can leave them out so you have more room for photos. I'm just a little bit of a pocket freak, so I wanted to add some to mine. But yeah, such a cute little guy, and it folds up like this, like this. I put a little bit of ribbon, ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead and make this. It's so fun, so cute, and we get a lot of bang for our buck for one 12 piece of paper. So hey, you can't beat it. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our scoreboard and grab our 12x12 sheet, and then you can use your scraps for the little pockets if you want to. So our diagonal pockets will be included with this. We can do it with just our 12x12, but if you want to do the other little pockets, just use your scraps because they're really small, these type of pockets. So we'll go through all that stuff right here. All right, so we're going to grab our 12x12. We're going to put our pattern that we want to be shown on the top. And then we're going to cut this down. Make sure you can see. We're going to cut this down to 8x12. Okay, now this strip right here, we're going to save. This is going to be for our cover, so let's put that aside. Now our 8 by 12, leave it where it is, and let's score right down the middle at 4 inches. Right down the middle, okay? Then we are going to turn it once, like this, and we're gonna score at 3. Make sure I'm lined up there. At 6, so 3 and 6 so far, and then at 9. So 3, 6, and 9 is how we score on this page, okay? Now let's put our scoreboard aside for now so that we could do a little bit of cutting with this. So at this point, you should have 2, 4, 6, 8 squares, okay, with our line down the middle. And so what we want to do, gosh, I chose this sheet thinking it might be easier to see the score lines, but I don't know if you can. So let me go to the back. I think you can see it a little bit better there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut right up the middle on that middle line, right up to the very last score line. We are not going to mess with this side or this side, and we're definitely not going to go straight through. We're going to stop right here. We're going to go all the way up and stop right here, okay? So we're going to leave this all alone. All right, so let's go ahead and cut. Ooh, and good luck to me because me and freehand just do not get along. But I'm trying to save time for you here and not pull my scoreboard back over till completely necessary. So let's see how I do. Maybe you guys would be like my rabbit's foot, like my good luck charm, getting it down here in a straight line. I think so far I'm doing pretty good, guys. All right, I'm making things happen. Okay, so there, now we've scored all the way. We're leaving these two alone, okay? And now we're just gonna do a little bit of folding. Let's turn it back over. And actually, let's turn it this way so that we have our 2 little flaps here, okay? So now we have it like that. Now let's just do some folding. We're gonna fold this one first towards us and make sure to go right up to this score line, but not past it so that it's easy to fold our book later. Then we're gonna fold it back away from us. And then we're gonna fold it towards us again, okay? And let's do the same thing to this side. We're going to fold it towards us on the score line. We're going to fold it back. And, you know, do your burnishing. I'm just trying to save time for you, but, you know, definitely want to do some nice sharp lines there and burnishing. And then which way did we go? We went forward, back, and then forward. Okay. And then we'll burnish this one. Okay, so now we look like this. Both sides look exactly the same. And then all we're gonna do is we're just gonna go like this, right on that middle score line, just like that, okay? So let me do that again, just in case. So we started out here after folding each side, and we're just gonna fold it like that, right down the middle, okay? And that's it. Easy peasy. All right, and so as you can see, we have our decorative paper right here ready to go. We don't have to do like I did and cut out all them little mini sheets. So now we get to decide if we want pockets, and if we do want pockets, where we want them at. So that'll be fun. This flap we're gonna leave alone for now. That's gonna get glued to our cover. And then we get to play with these ones. So with this one, if we want a pocket, we can have a top pocket. And so what we would do is we're just gonna glue right here and down here, okay? So we're gonna glue top pocket, we're gonna glue down the side and down the bottom, okay? And that will give us our pocket up top. So let's go ahead and do that. And of course, just glue the whole thing if you don't want the top pocket. So I'm gonna grab my glue that hopefully isn't dried up because it loves to do that on me. Oh, you guys are my rabbit foot. Look, I'm having luck. It's pouring. All right. Yay me. Okay. And yay you guys. So I'm not here for an hour trying to open up my glue hole there. Okay. So there we go. We're going to just go ahead and burnish that, close up our pocket, let that dry. Okay, so now we have our first top pocket. And then if you want a notch, this is a good time to do it. So you just grab your little hole punch. This is my 1.5 punch. I also use my 1 inch. It doesn't matter. And so we're just going to line it up, eyeball it in the middle, and give ourselves a little notch there. Okay, now our next page, we can have a side pocket right here if we want. And if we want to do that, we'll just go ahead and glue the bottom. You can glue this side too if you want. Heck, why not? You can glue this, but the cover should take care of it. But if you want just a little extra layer of security, we can do that. And make sure mine's lined up good on my score lines here. All right, so now we have our, so far we have our top pocket here, and now we have our side pocket here. Okay, now let's go ahead and give ourselves another notch in the middle. Got another notch, now ready for our next page. So our next page, we have a top pocket, and it'll look like this. So to have our top pocket, we are just going to glue down right here and right here. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Now we should have that pocket there. Okay, now we have our top pocket. So let's go ahead and make our notch. And okay, and now let's go ahead and see how our album looks so far. We have this flap that gets glued to our cover in a little bit. We have our top pocket. We have our side pocket. We have our top pocket again, and we're good to go. All right, so now we're ready to put our cover on and make our diagonal pocket. So halfway there, guys, halfway there. All right, so let's get that scoreboard back out. We're gonna need to score a cover. All right, and for this one, I'm just going to help myself out here and turn this around so I don't mess up my score line. So on this one, I want to score on the back. You really don't have to, but I want to score on the back. So hopefully you could see it better. And when I fold it, it'll just make more sense. Okay, so we're going to score at 2 3/4. Then we're going to score at 5 5/8. So 5 and then 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's the one right after the halfway mark, right after 5 1/2. Okay, 5 5/8. And then our next one is going to be 5 3/4. So right next to it. Right next to it. Okay, and then we're going to score at 8 3/4. And we're going to score at 9. All right. And so now, let me move this. I don't think we're going to need the scoreboard anymore. Unless I don't remember needing it again. So, all right. So now we're going to go ahead and burnish on all our little score lines. So let's do that. This one, we got these little score lines. You'll see why in a minute, but it's just to help fold our thing together later. So, and then last score line. All right, we're ready. Okay, so now we're ready to attach this to our base. So let's go ahead and grab that. We've got our little base here. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue this one down to the first flap. So the first square right here to the first square here. And we want to make sure that it is square on square, not gluing past this first little score line. And make sure that we're using the side of the page that has the thicker little bar here, right? Because we have 2 little score lines here, but we also have 2 score lines here. So the ones that are a little farther apart, that's the one we're going to do where we scored at 8 3/4 and 9. So that's what we want on this side. Okay, the one that's a little bigger. Okay, just making sure that you have that down. Okay, and so now we can glue this on here. So if you want another pocket, you can definitely do that. If you want another top pocket here, then you would just glue right here and right here, okay? And if you want a side pocket right here, just glue the top and here, okay? And then we're also gonna glue right on that spine too. So it's totally up to you. I didn't put one on mine. I don't think I wanna put one now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue the whole thing. All right, I'm just gonna glue this on. Make sure I'm on the right side. Okay, yeah, make sure before you glue that your pockets, your first notch is on the top there, just being safe before we take the plunge here. Okay, and that's glued on there. And now, see that little, that right there was for our spine. And let's see, I don't know what I did here with my glue. I think I got a little trigger happy, so let me put this on here again. Okay, and so now we can put that glue there if we want to, just to give it a little bit more protection. We can put glue right there in the middle of that spine area if you want to. It's still going to glue down when we put our last page. Okay, so now we have that glued on there. Now we flip, 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 and we glue our last page on there. Okay, so now we're at this part. Okay, so now we're going to glue our last flap onto the last, not the page, the third. 1, 2, 3, the third square from that way. We're going to glue this on there. Now remember, if you want to do another pocket, you're more than welcome to. So if we want a top pocket, we're just going to glue here and here. If we want a side pocket, we're going to glue the top and the bottom. I'm not going to do a pocket on this one like I did with the one I showed you, because I did a side pocket. I'm just going to glue this whole thing down. Okay. And now this should fold over, and it's okay. You'll have to force it a little bit, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and fold that over. Okay. So remember, we just glued this down. We're going to fold it over. And now, as you can see, those other two little score lines that were close together, that's why they're there. Because when we fold this over, it just gives us room. So that's why those were there. Okay. So we have our last, just to make sure you're with me still, we have our last little top pocket there. We glued our back flap over there, and then we have these two left. Okay, so now we have 2 blank boxes left. So let's go ahead and make our diagonal pocket. So we're going to do the diagonal cut right here. Okay, so all we want to do, and I'm just going to freehand, we just want to focus on this little corner right here. We just want to cut from that corner on down, and there's no right or wrong. It's just however thick you want your pocket. You can go up here and make it higher. You can go like this, just, you know, using this little mark right here as a focal point. So I'm just going to go ahead and freehand and make my pocket. Now, it might be easier to put a little designer paper right there first if you want to, so that when you cut, it's already cut and it's already decorated, so that you're not, you know, playing around with the measurements to get the designer page on that pocket. Now, I did tell you that you could use the whole 12 page, and you can. You can glue this together. You don't have to do the diagonal pocket, okay? You can just glue this all the way, make a top pocket or a side pocket here, and you're done. You don't have to do the diagonal thing, okay? I just like to add it, so I did. So if we do the diagonal thing, then we are going to need to take some scraps or something and put a cute page here, or leave it open for writing or what have you. So let's go ahead and make our diagonal pocket, though, in case that's something that you want. So I'm just going to eyeball it and cut there. Okay, now we have our diagonal. And when I fold it like that, it's ready to go. Okay, and so you only need a designer page for the inside there if you wanted it. So not too bad. All right, so let's go ahead and glue that. I'm going to put glue here and glue across here. Just here and here for our glue. So we make our little diagonal pocket. So there we go. How cute is that? Now we're ready to put something in there. And you can use your decorative scissors to cut that, and that'll be really cute too. So we're pretty much almost done. Now we're going to take this little maximize. I mean, we're using the whole 12 sheet, aren't we? The whole page. This is for our front diagonal pocket if you want it. So if you want that in the front and it'll match the back, you just glue this right here in the front. See? And then so we would just put our glue here and here. So let's go do that. We're just going to glue here and here. All right, so now we have our little album. So let's go ahead and take one more quick look at it. We have our first diagonal pocket. We have our top pocket. We have our little side pocket on this page. And we have another top pocket. And we fold it. We have another diagonal pocket in the back. This folds to close your album. This folds over first, and then you close it. Okay, so that's how it closes. And then now you can just, you know, use a ribbon closure if you want. It's a good time to do that if you're going to use ribbon before you put anything on top here. Or you can use a brad. Do I have one nearby? I could show you how to do the brad. Well, I guess I can show it without having one nearby, just in case you want to do a brad closure, because you might not want to put any designer paper on top of your design, right? Because for me, I had to put sheets on everything with this first one. So I was able to put my ribbon first and then put the page on it. So let's do a brad option or a button or anything. So I'm just going to eyeball it here and put a little hole right here in the middle. There we go. Now I have a little hole. And so what you would do is just put your little brad in there, grab you some string, and you can just wrap the string around your brad and then just wrap the string all the way around and come back to your brad and close it. So I hope that makes sense. So that's an option if you don't want to put anything on top of your designer paper, but you're more than welcome to, or you can put, you know, ribbon here and then put a cute embellishment like a heart or a square or a scallop punch, something like that on top of it and cover it that way. Really totally up to you. Just want to give you some more options. So isn't that totally cute? We have our little thing. So let's go ahead, if you want to, make a little pocket like mine. Let me give you the measurements for that. I'm trying to remember them offhand. What were those measurements? Let me practice with one first before you do any cutting. Let me be the guinea pig because I'm trying to remember what that was. Let me see. All right, I think it was 4 by 2. So I'm just going to find any scrap in my little scrap pile over here that I think might be 4 by 2, and to make that little pocket really quick. This will work. So I'm almost sure this is it, but let me just do it first. So 4 by 2. Okay, and then we will score on 3 sides. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to score a 1/2 inch right here, a 1/2 inch right here, and another 1/2 inch right here. And I'm going to cut off my corners, and let's hope this works. Fingers crossed, because I don't remember what I did. I should have wrote that down. So let's see. Boom. Boom. All right, and fingers crossed that this fits in our book. Okay, yep, it fits just fine. All right, so yes, it's 4 by 2, and then score at a 1/2 inch 3 times around, and you'll have a little pocket if you want to put some pockets inside yours. And then before I glue it down, I'm going to go ahead and put a little notch there. And it might be good too, if this is not designer paper, to put the little design on top and then do the notch. Might just be a little easy depending on what scrap or whatnot that you're using. And we're going to go ahead and glue that down. And so I'm just going to glue on the 3 sides. 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to take the pocket all the way to the end of our page, making sure not to go past the score line over here. There we go. And now we have our cute little pocket. Look at that. And then I got my little scrap here. So I'm just going to make a little quickie thing to stick in that pocket. Why not? This is so fun. I'm going to just fold this like this. It's just a cute little, kind of little 2-page little booklet, or I don't know what to call it, but cute because this is such a little small album that we can put little fun stuff in it. And there we go. And now this will flip open like so. Could put some notes or put a little sticker or something in there, and that'll fit right there in that little pocket. Woo! I could also make it into 2 little tags or whatever. So you go ahead and have fun embellishing it and playing around with your album. I had so much fun making it with you. Where's my front? There we go. So cute. I should have did this the first time. I don't know what I was thinking. I did plain white cardstock and had to cut out all them little squares to decorate it, and I could have just did this. It's so much easier because now all we would need is just the 1 little page for the back of here and 1 little strip, and that's it, if we even wanted to. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please leave me a comment below. Subscribe for other crafty inspiration and tutorials that'll be coming soon. And I wish you a great day. Had fun hanging out with you. Bye for now.